According to the USDA Agricultural Marketing Service, 22% of Americans are enjoying at least one glass of milk per day. Milk has always been a household favorite and a very key ingredient in many favorite food dishes. This beverage has many benefits and an amazing history of transforming into what it is today. All the credit should be given to one unexpectedly lazy animal, the cow. Today, Whitney, Skylar, Austin, and myself will be providing an outlook on milk and dairy, which we are sure most people have experienced in some form but are unaware of some of the facts. We will be talking about the many stages of how milk gets to become the delicious final product that we all know and love, starting with the basic breeds of cattle, which are crucial when it comes to producing milk. Next, we will be talking about the pasteurization process, which will help clarify the milk, how it becomes drinkable and is on the shelves for us consumers, and just how extensive that process really is. Lastly, we will be giving you information on several different types of milk which you can choose from when you're at the grocery store. Overall, giving a better understanding and new insight for everyone on how and what it seems to be as an easy task of having a glass of milk.
According to Norbert Bermosa's article on the Consumer Knowledge website, which is currently updated, there are more than 800 cattle breeds worldwide. Unfortunately, not all these breeds have great milk-producing capabilities. Norbert claims that there are at least 18 dairy breeds that help produce the majority of the world's milk. Today, I would like to mention a few of these breeds, as well as help distinguish the difference between the breeds. In other words, I want to determine how each milk supply serves a different purpose in a society that demands for various milk products. So, go to my PowerPoint. First, let's begin with the Holstein breed, aka the black and white cows. Also note that, there is a difference in milk between each dairy breed. Okay, so originating from North Holland and Friesland in the Netherlands, this breed produces 11,800 kilograms of milk annually. We are probably wondering why this breed triumphs in milk production year upon year. The Holstein USA website explains that this breed is successful due to unexcelled production, greater income over feed costs, unequal genetic merit, and adaptability to environmental conditions. Now we know why 9 out of 10 dairy producers are Holsteins. The next breed is the Norwegian red dairy cow, which is the next leading breed in the milk production, in which they produce 10,000 kilograms of milk worldwide annually. Historically, we can assume that the Norwegian red was originated in Norway, but what makes this breed runner-up in milk production? The cattlesite.com, or the cattle site website, last updated in 2014, states that the Norwegian red is specifically bred to produce average yield, average milk fat, and average meat. This breed is known for its richness in milk, shorter gestation periods, and high fertility. Finally, there's the Kostroma cattle breed, which is ranked number 3 in dairy production worldwide, producing 10,000 kilograms of milk every year. This cow is most similar to the brown Swiss breed, and in my opinion, it looks kind of like a moose. The Kostroma cattle breed thrives in Russia, and they are known as the long-lived cattle breed. This breed can live up to 25 years, and they have been utilized for improving other dairy breeds and local cattle, according to the encyclopedia page / free dictionary page on Kostroma dairy cows. Besides these 3 popular dairy breeds, we should also be aware of the brown Swiss breed, which strives in cheese production. That picture is in the upper right or upper left corner. The Ayrshire breed, which is known to being easy to raise and containing moderate butter fat and milk. The Guernsey breed that is capable of high milk flow and better cheese characteristics in response to the B gene. And there's the Jersey breed, which dominates in milk production at a lower cost and greater nutritional value. More information about dairy breeds can be obtained from the Norbert Bermosa's article and the ONSI Oklahoma State website, as well as the cattle site website. Today, I discuss some of the various dairy breeds worldwide and how each breed has different characteristics and unique components in their milk. Now we can fully understand that one dairy breed doesn't supply and support all of the world's milk supply. To understand dairy production more elaborately, Skylar is going to discuss pasteurization.
All right, now that we know the specific breeds of cows used in the dairy industry, let's understand what transformations milk undergoes to go from the cow to the consumer. Many of us know that our milk is pasteurized, but few understand the historical significance of pasteurization and why we still pasteurize today. Today we will look at why we pasteurize, the history of pasteurization, and how we have reached the pasteurization standards of today. Let's start with the definition of pasteurization. According to the Food and Drug Administration of the United States of America, pasteurization is a process that kills harmful bacteria by heating milk to a specific temperature for a set period of time. Currently, pasteurization is used in the mass production of milk in order to decrease the harmful bacteria and also to improve the shelf life of milk. By destroying the microorganisms in milk, it also prevents the decomposition, and thus you can enjoy milk for a longer period of time before it spoils. However, it wasn't always like this. Before the mass production of milk, many consumers in the United States lived in rural areas and produced milk for their homes and for the local communities. However, when Americans started moving from the rural areas into the city, it became necessary to mass produce and improve the quality of milk. During the 1800s, a scientist named Louis Pasteur started developing the theory and science behind pasteurization, which relied on the death rates of microorganisms in a relationship to temperature and time to safely remove disease-causing bacteria in milk products. However, at this time, the specific bacteria they were looking at is called Mycobacterium tuberculosis, or TB. Milk infected with TB commonly could be consumed in milk, or could be consumed by humans, and therefore causing mass illness, especially if you're mass producing milk. According to the Michigan Emerging Disease Issues website, last assessed on November 23, 2014, and 90 cattle had tuberculosis. This represents a major health threat to Americans, especially those producing milk in mass quantities. Therefore, they started looking into pasteurization processes and equipment. However, it wasn't until 1882 that the first commercial pasteurizers were created. This brings us to today, where the most common pasteurization practice in the United States is a high temperature, short temperature method. There's been a lot of different theories and techniques for pasteurization, and this is currently the most widely used method in the United States. However, you may be wondering how they've reached the consensus that if you heat the raw milk to 71.7 degrees Celsius and hold it for 15 seconds, how safe is the milk to consume? They do this by looking at something called pasteurization curves. This curve is provided by the New Zealand Institute of Food Science and Technology from the book Unit Operations and Food Processing, available on their website. So what the Food and Drug Administration does to develop the safety standards for pasteurization is they look at a target microorganism and their death rates in relationship to temperature. Different microorganisms decay differently depending on temperature. So as you can see here, for milk, the specific organism they're looking at is tuberculosis bacteria. And they look at the decay rate of the bacteria in relationship to time and temperature. In order for it to be safely pasteurized, milk must reduce the ratio of bacteria by 99.9%. And as you can see here, the temperature that was chosen is 71.7 degrees Celsius. Now that we know, let's see if I can get the PowerPoint to go away. Now that we know why we pasteurize, the history of pasteurization, and how the Food and Drug Administration creates their pasteurization regulations, we can better understand a product that we commercially consume daily, and that is a staple in the American diet. Now let's learn about how the different types of milk are produced and the nutritional values in each. I'll give it over to Austin.
As soon as I received my driver's license, my mom started asking me to stop by the grocery store and pick up a gallon of milk from her. I thought this would be an easy enough task, but every time I got to the store, I could not remember what kind of milk she liked. There's just so many choices. There's so many choices of milk based on consumer preferences. Consumers choose which type of milk they want based on health and nutritional needs, as well as personal and political needs. Today, I will be discussing the different types of milk and the health benefits and the reasons people would choose to drink these. I'll be discussing dairy milks and also briefly discuss alternative milks. I'm gonna bring up my PowerPoint real quick. So first off, dairy milk. The main types of dairy milk are whole milk, low-fat milk, non-fat milk, and lactose-free milk. According to the Dairy Council of California, milk is a powerful package of goodness containing such important nutrients as calcium, potassium, magnesium, phosphorus, and high-quality proteins and vitamins A and D. Additionally, the Minnesota Department of Health states that milk has an irreplaceable package of nutrients that cannot be found in any other single food or beverage. All the main types of dairy milk contain 9 essential nutrients. Essential nutrients are those which cannot be made by the body but must be consumed. Additionally, it is recommended that depending on your age, every human should consume between 2 and 4 servings of milk a day. Whole milk contains 3.5% milk fat by weight. This is as close as you can get to how milk comes out of the cow. Whole milk is the highest calorie and highest cholesterol content of all milks. It also has a thick and creamy texture. This is a good milk for somebody who has no dietary restrictions and prefers this thick texture. Additionally, whole milk is recommended for children under 2 who are no longer breastfeeding because of the calories. The calories from fat are needed to help their brain develop. Low-fat milk contains either 1 or 2% fat by weight. This has less calories than whole milk. It is still creamy, but not as rich as whole milk. This is a good milk for somebody who likes the taste of milk, but needs to watch the calories for nutritional reasons. Fat-free or skim milk, or also non-fat milk, contains no more than 0.2% fat by weight. This is a low-calorie alternative, and it also has a lighter taste. There's also lactose-free milk. Lactose is the naturally occurring sugar in milk, and some people are intolerant to this and cannot digest it. Due to the process of breaking down the lactose in the milk, so those who have this intolerance can drink it, this process develops a sweeter taste in the milk. There are also alternative milks. These milks do not contain dairy. Some alternative milks include soy milk, almond milk, and rice milk. These are a good choice for people who have milk allergies, who have a vegan or vegetarian lifestyle, or people who don't agree with the way that cattle are treated, so they boycott milk. These milks are fortified with the nutrients that milk contain, but it is important to note that that according to a study in the May 2000 American Journal of Clinical Health, Ron Kearney shows evidence that less nutrients are absorbed when these nutrients are added by fortification. Soy milk has no cholesterol and less calories than dairy milk. It also is low in saturated fat and has good amounts of protein, calories, and potassium. Rice milk has no cholesterol or saturated fat, but is low in protein. This is a good option for people who have allergies to nut, milk, and soy. Almond milk also contains no cholesterol or saturated fat, but it is low in protein and calcium. I've discussed the different types of dairy milks and alternative milks and some of the health benefits related to each. The reason there are so many milks on the shelves today is mainly based on consumer preferences, which are determined by health and nutritional needs as well as political and personal needs. I hope next time we go to the shelf to buy a gallon of milk, it's a little bit easier for you to choose the right one. Now I'm going to pass it back to Dan.
All right, here in conclusion, I just wanted to note that last year the United States population consumed 51,901 million pounds of milk, according to the sales chart provided by the USDA. That number is surprisingly gradually shrinking, though, due to numerous options, like just how Austin spoke to us about before. And after listening to this overview of how intense the process a simple glass of milk can be, hopefully you will gain a stronger appreciation for all the properties and benefits which milk provides. So next time someone uses that catchy phrase, "got milk," you will now be thinking about everything that went into getting the milk.